Today is a very Black culture moment. I'm from the South and I've been called many names over my life, but I've never been called white passing. Apparently, white passing is a word and a lot of people know it. I just didn't. I have two problems with this word white passing and all of the things that encompass what people who use the words think are terms of endearment, but why they can be crushing, hurting, and cut. I grew up in the South and I had never heard of this term. I called a couple of my girlfriends and they had never heard of this term. Terms I did hear growing up in the South were she thinks she's white, light skinned, vanilla, freckle face. Those were the terms I heard. And of course, none of them were used or directed toward me as a term of endearment. And I'm not sure if Toure was trying to use the word white passing as a term of endearment about his friends. But for me, all the words that I just described that were directed toward me and also describes the same word as white passing, when it was directed at me, it was always used as derogatory to cut and diminish and demean me, my Blackness, my Black experience, and my character. So let's get into this conversation about how this term is a weapon that white people gave to Black people, described and packaged as a word that could mean privilege, could also be a term that's divisive and insulting. So y'all, what exactly is white passing? It means your skin is light, you're Black. I mean, it's cute and funny until it's not cute and funny anymore. People look at you and think that you're white or white adjacent, and that's basically the definition. But the definition isn't the real issue. It's the sentiment around the way the word is used. Now, before you click off this video and dismiss me, let's unpack this. And before you say, oh girl, it's not that deep, it is that. In the 1900s, people used the actual action of white passing as a means of survival. If you were white passing, you could make a choice to live white passing and have better access to education, finances, jobs, and travel. But when you made that choice, it was a choice filled with emotional trauma, because once you made the choice to be white passing, you had to disconnect from your Black heritage. And even then, what seemed like privilege wasn't really privilege. Maybe living a life of luxury that was way better than a lot of their counterparts who were out in the fields, getting beaten, getting hunted. But every life choice comes with a set of consequences, and there was a lot of trauma built around making a decision to be white passing. And meanwhile, the word becomes a weapon that white people gave to Black Americans to use as a weapon against themselves, to split Black people into sections and groups, like house versus field, light versus dark. When are we going to learn that Black people come in all shapes, sizes, heights, weights, skin complexion, as well as hair textures? Believe me, divide and conquer was the strategy, and it still is today sometimes. We have to realize the capacity in which we're using the word, because when we start pointing at each other, the system wins when we use these weapons afforded us against ourselves. And y'all, the part that hurts the most is how we start turning on each other. Just stick with me and let me tell you how much it hurts some people. You see, when somebody calls you white passing, I heard my Black experience didn't count, I'm not Black enough. And to the light-skinned Black person with two Black parents who grew up engrossed in Black culture, it's insulting to diminish their Blackness down to the shade of their skin. Look, I get it. And honestly, this Rashida Jones story is very familiar to me. I mean, I've been looked at as, are you Dominican? Are you all Black? Is she Asian? And I've even been stopped in the supermarket by Latinos speaking full Spanish conversations, thinking I'm one of them. And one person even told me once that my freckles were suspicious. After hearing Toure, it brought back some painful memories. Many people dismiss this conversation, especially when it's introduced by a light-skinned Black woman, because I'm thinking that because of the lighter skinned Black American is more adjacent to privilege. And this is not without historical context, and it's been engrossed and engraved in our Black culture for centuries. It's time to dispel the myth behind white passing being a word of privilege and adjacent to a better life, because on its face, it dismisses the Black experience that light-skinned Black Americans have had to endure the same traumas and social setbacks as every other shade of Black Americans in this country. Now, before anybody comes at me in the comments, let's finish this conversation with this. Black people come in all shades. The shades of Black America is our superpower. So my people, all of my neighbors who decided to stop by the house today, thank you for listening to me rant about this divisive term that's supposed to be used as a term of privilege. And get in the comments if you feel like we need to retire this word. If you got a drop of Black blood, you Black. There is nothing wrong with honoring and respecting all of the shades of Blackness in America. And as always, there should be an adult in the room, and thanks for stopping back by the house.